White Bridge.
It's right.
Yeah, appropriately. Appropriately. Is that the right word? Yeah. Be successful. Yeah, he wants to jump on the other boys. Boys are separated after 6 months. Boys are no longer with girls. Now they sleep kicking by with rotted people, and those people are doing something nasty, which is like shearing day. It's not really a happy day for them. There you go, yeah. Get on the deck. I see you. They're all happy.
They know.
They know.
Yeah, I didn't think there
Mamas have bananas.
Thank you for tuning in. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you!
I'll soon be free from every burden. In that church run,
Maybe they don't have.
I'll drop the cross of self-denial and into Rome, my great reward.
Okay.
The number 3 man has a vent wire that he puts in the vent to open up the vent, the powder bag.
Damn, they missed.
And the rope honest after the firing of the one gun, the second gun would be loaded and ready, so they couldn't time it to charge the gun that they were close enough. I can't hear, so just give us a signal when you want us to load fire again. Okay. Go through a dry drill. Okay. So there's 3 commands: load, ready, and fire. There's a lot of noise you can imagine in a battle scenario. So the less verbal commands, and each man was trained to do the other person's job, so if one went down, they could replace the other person. So the number 1 man has what's called a worm. It has a curly cue on it to pull out debris might be left from the previous charge. And then also there's a sponge bucket. The rammer, other end of the rammer is a sponge. Make sure the charge is correct. The limber was pulled by 6 horses. There was a driver on the left horse of each team of horses, and they had most of the casualties in the artillery were from the drivers. They had to remain mounted on the horses when the fighting was going on, so they were more exposed than the people working the gun and so on. So the next command is called ready. So that's when the vent wire is put in, the lanyard's placed. Okay, we're going to go live this time. Here, real quick, you want to show them this? This is one of the primers that's inserted in the vent. In the early part of the war, they would use linstock, which they would light and burn down. But there, of course, that you can imagine there's more problems with that, with wet weather, wind, and so on. So these were a lot more fail-safe. There's powder inside. When the lanyard's attached to the wire here, it's like a big spark. Flame goes from the primer down the vent into the open powder bag, and then the standard service charge was a pound of black powder. We're shooting probably about 1/3 of a pound, so you and you feel more of the concussion of if you're working the front of the gun. But then what you have there is just, you can imagine, multiply that times 3. And when the firing would occur with these shells, they were not balls, they were shells. This is a 3-inch ordnance rifle. The barrels were rifled like muskets. This is a reproduction piece. It's not rifled for safety reasons, but it would grab the rifling of the shell and cause it to be more accurate. The maximum range was like 1.25 miles. Are you live now, Rick? Okay. This is a canister. It's like a shotgun shell. When they got within 600 yards, they would start to use these. If they got real close, they'd put 2 of them in. But as soon as they went outside the barrel, they would open up like a shotgun shell. They had like 40 rounds of balls in these canisters. These shells here, they had time fuses. They had concussion fuses they would screw in, and when it hit, like if they were trying to explode to fight against a fort, it would explode on impact. So the final command is fire. Ready? Fire! So if you had a full pound, the wheels would rock back, and the gun would have to be advanced now to the next position. If you were on a hillside, you'd have more of that to deal with. But with shooting 1/3 of the pound with nothing behind it other than shooting out powder, the wheels aren't rocking back. But
this is the big phone. PC.
I thought some didn't have any sauce on it. It's not that far.
Judge does not agree.
So you don't want to put her in here, sweetie?
Not now.
some of your specialty work here.
Yeah.
These dresses. Where to? Oh, they're not for shade. Different colors. Painting.
Wake up, nightmare. Wake up.
It doesn't hurt too bad. Inventory is full out.
She's watching the show. I don't see they're fighting. I don't know. See what you know.
Yeah. Weather was good. Sure.
Numbers were down a little.
Are they?
Yeah. Beans are
Yeah.
prevent some people from coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know about today, but yesterday though, the vendors claimed that they did really well
Yeah.
money-wise. And that's what's important to them.
Exactly.
They don't care how many people.
Right.
They want to know how much money they bring in.
Where you guys parked at?